I've been waiting for this day. I'm so excited. I had to set an alarm for 5:30 in the morning, but I am so excited. The skies are the limit for what we can expect in this direct. Maybe we'll get to see some Mario Kart 9. Maybe we'll get to see some Metroid Prime 4. Maybe we'll get to see some 3D Mario. I gotta say, I love how Nintendo has handled things for this direct. They gave us plenty of time in advance to prep for it, and they kept all of its contents under wraps. With the Switch 2 reveal, things were absolutely terrible. We knew almost everything about it. We knew about the C button, the magnetic Joy-Cons. We had CAD models for the thing, for crying out loud. However, with this direct, it's the opposite. Some reorganizing, fortifying, and beheading must have happened behind closed doors. I kinda prefer directs like this where I don't know anything. That makes things even more hype when you are surprised. Like I said though, it is 5:30 in the morning and the direct starts at 6, so I have to keep the audio down. What? Okay, this is just a montage of shovelware. I don't. Yeah, I probably woke up all of the neighbors after watching that direct. I was like their morning rooster if the rooster sounded like it'd been put on the grill while I was still alive. Man, how am I supposed to go through the rest of my day when all I can think about is the Moo Moo Cow? They really put the Moo Moo Cow behind the wheel. They said, hey, since the map is interconnected, let's make these cows harass the other players on all of the tracks. The Switch 2 is a little more expensive than I thought, but I wasn't expecting 4K or 120 FPS hardware before this direct, so I'm fine with it. How much money am I saving actually if I get the Mario Kart World bundle? Probably like 10 to 20 bucks, not much, but still something. What? I'm a fan of Mario Kart, but I'm not paying $80 for this. I would have rolled my eyes if it was $70. This is just insane. And Nintendo is one of the big boy game developers, the one that many others in the industry take notes from. If they charge as much for Mario Kart and we buy it, that would give the green light to other developers to jack up the prices for their games as much as they'd like. GTA 6 is about to be sold for $100. Yeah, I'm out, Nintendo. I'm not doing this. You little snake. I know now what you were trying to do during that direct. You showed us all of these awesome games without showing us any prices whatsoever, thinking we'll just fork up whatever you decide to charge. Mario Kart is $80 digitally and $90 physically. That's like 14 eggs right there. Not to mention, if you get it physically, you still have to download the game online, which means you never even own it anyway. It's $10 to upgrade each of the Switch 1 games that we already own, even though we already dropped $450 for the console. I have to pay a car note for the console and an extra $10 to $20 per game. And perhaps pettiest of all, we have to pay money for this tech demo. Imagine in the good old days when we had instruction manuals that came with the game, we had to pay extra for them. Imagine needing to fork up an additional $10 just to know the basics of Brawl. Some things can just be free, man. What, are you gonna make me pay for each of the articles I read on the news app next? Ooh, you know what? Let's not even conjure that level of evil into existence. Let's not make that one of the only changes to this UI. But I shouldn't even be surprised. After all, this is the same company that charged us full price for decade-old ports that had previously been discounted. The accessories are as expensive as always, with the camera being $50 and being sold separate from the console. I'd like to think that it would come with the console since it helps fully realize the Switch 2's gimmick together with the built-in mic and the chat button. The controllers are also $80 to $90. They better have fixed those drift issues, because if they didn't and I get set back almost $100 buying new ones, somebody's getting slugged. Curse you, Nintendo. Curse you. Okay, I may have been a little harsh yesterday. It turns out that Mario Kart World will actually be worth $80 digitally and physically in the US. These prices are just for Europe because they have a different system than we do. I guess they just got money like that. Also, some games are getting free Nintendo Switch 2 edition updates. Like with PS4 games being played on a PS5, you'll just need to download an update for them. In Zelda, Mario Party, and Kirby's case, they're charging you because it comes with bonuses like DLC and Hyrulean Google Maps. I wish these older games weren't still sold for $60 plus the DLC, but whatever, these games are precious entities that must be sold for their full value and never go on sale. As for the tech demo, it's still paid. Reggie didn't end up flying to Kyoto and slapping Furukawa in the face. Also, you can use your Switch 1 accessories to play with the Switch 2. Obviously, you can't slide the Joy-Con onto the console unless you want to break the connectors and fork over another $50,000, but they can't connect wirelessly to them. You can also connect your own webcam to the Switch 2 as long as it has a USB-C port, so you could save like 20 bucks right there. So things are a little better than I first thought they were. Still not perfect by any means, but better. The Drop the Price platoon has been on duty all morning today and yesterday, so they're making our complaints heard. Oh my god! You mean to tell me that this thing was $450 before the tariffs? So if that was the base price, and there's gonna be a 46% tariff on the manufacturing coming out of Vietnam where those things are developed, then that makes the price in the US, my home country, $656. Nintendo, if you end up doing that, if you end up making the Switch 2 cost almost $700, they're gonna hit more than his ear next time. Wait, maybe we don't have to worry about the tariffs. Maybe we're good, maybe we're bad. Oh, never mind, okay, it's so over. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm so tired, man. So much information and misinformation that's spreading like wildfire. All the politics involved. I just want to play Donkey Kong. I feel like I know more about Nintendo and macroeconomics than I did during the day of the Direct, but at the cost of my sanity. Overall, this time period has just been a mess, and as much as I somewhat feel sorry for them, Nintendo's permitting it by being so buttoned up about everything. I just want to play the successor to one of my favorite consoles of all time. Both influencers and the public have started to be invited to Nintendo Switch 2 events, and everyone's had nothing but positive things to say about it. Seeing sneak peeks of all these games and the beautiful graphics, the cool new features, the attention to detail, it's all amazing. I almost want to pay the $80 to support the hardworking individuals behind this game. I said almost. Sit down. I need to eat too. It sucks how these genuinely amazing and alluring products always have some kind of dumb catch. You just had to charge $10 for the tech demo, huh? That was the root of all sin right there. After all of this, I don't even know if I'm gonna end up getting a Switch 2, especially not at launch like I thought I was. But if over the next 8 weeks, Nintendo can show off great things with the Switch 2, listen to and better communicate with their loyal, financially strained consumers, and straighten this thing out, then perhaps that'll change. Am I biased in this whole situation? Probably, but is it so wrong to want the people that have entertained me for years to succeed, both financially and ethically? So, I hope they do succeed, for themselves, for their fans of all ages, and for me. I want that cow!